So these are the solo Chogokin Toy Story figures, and it's called Toy Story Chogattai Daisakusen. Buzz Lightyear and the two aliens and the spaceship are one set, so we'll set them aside and we'll focus on Woody, Hamm, Slinky Dog, and Rex and Bullseye first. So as you can see, Woody is riding Bullseye. There's a little peg that folds up and plugs into the back of Woody's butt right there. So let's take a look at Woody. Woody's feet are die cast, his legs are die cast. His boots are kind of loose, and he has actual rotating spurs. Yeah, his feet, shoes are die cast, and his legs are die cast. Now, in terms of articulation, there's not a whole lot. His legs can split apart, and they can move back and forth just a little bit, but that's about it. Not a whole lot of movement. He can't really bend down and pick up things off the ground. His hands, his arms, I mean, there's shoulders, there's a ball joint at the shoulder. His elbows are actually double jointed. And his wrists are on a ball joint as well. Now the one downside is there's no bicep swivel at all. I don't understand why they didn't incorporate a bicep swivel. So he can't cross his arms. I mean, he can cross his arms like this, but you can't rotate his arm at all, which is really annoying. So his hat comes off, and it's just held on with a small little rectangular peg right there, and a little rectangular hole in his head. He has a little holster right there. Yeah, there's his holster. His head does not move at all. Oh wait, no, it turns. Okay. Yeah, okay. His head can turn. So that's about it. That's as much articulation as you're going to get out of Woody. Now let's look at Bullseye. Bullseye's head can pivot up and down. And that's about it. His feet can rotate, his legs can rotate like this. There's a little bit of a bend in his legs, but there's no real point in doing that. Yeah, his legs can do that, but there's no real reason to do that. And they don't bend up here. For the transformation, they can go out like this, and he can lay flat. The one weird thing is, and it's part of the transformation, but he has a butthole, and that's for later on when it combines into Great Gon King. Here's Slinky Dog. Very little articulation in this guy too. His head can turn, it can pivot just a little bit. Not a whole lot. Mouth doesn't open. His ears are posable and they're die cast. Oh yeah. For Bullseye, his feet are die cast. That's about it. Slinky Dog, his body is die cast. This is plastic, but this is die cast. This is die cast. Wait, is it? Sorry, no, these are plastic. It's the feet. The little tank treads. Those are die cast. That's about it. His little springy tail. Not a whole lot going on with Slinky Dog. Rex. He can bend down. And roar. Pretty good. But his head can't turn side to side, which kind of sucks. And he has little arms that just move up and down. That's it. Not much else about him. The articulation and posability of these guys is very limited. Hamm is the worst. There's no articulation at all with him. He has a little coin sticking out of his little coin slot. That's it. His legs aren't posable. His head is kind of posable, but that's more part of the transformation than really posability. It can't turn or rotate. That's it. We'll look at Buzz Lightyear. Buzz Lightyear stands in his iconic hands on his hips pose. His helmet can actually close. The bubble can close. He can have the giant rocket plug into his back. All this gold stuff is part of the transformation for the Great Gon King Combiner. His legs are completely hollow, but they're die cast. Oh yeah, sorry. With Rex, he has this huge die cast piece right here. That's part of the robot foot, and then his feet are die cast. But going back to Buzz Lightyear, his posability is extremely limited. He does have a bicep swivel right here, but that's it. He can pivot his arms up and down and out to the side like that. But I don't know why they didn't make this the same kind of ball joint there. There's absolutely, I can't unbend his arm. I can rotate it, and his fists can rotate, but it's so dumb. I feel like they should have put another, like this ball joint in here. So that's really annoying. His legs can do the splits. They can go forwards and back. He has kind of a double jointed knee. There's no side to side or ankle tilt, but his feet can move back and forth. Not much for dynamic posing. Next up are the little alien dudes. Their faces are different. One has a little just stoic kind of a smile, and the other one's going, ooh. The little arms can bend in, and that's about it. He has a little backpack back here. Oh, and the antennas kind of bend. Same with this guy. And then here is Buzz Lightyear's spaceship. These wings don't really seem to snap into position, so it's only by friction that they're staying in that position, which I think is kind of hokey. I think they should snap into place. And then if you look at the bottom of this thing, it's just completely hollow inside. Okay. So the hat's gonna come off. His arms tuck back. Alright, he's done. This guy. Open this up, and his fist, there's a little wagon inside him. This slides back, And then this little hook thing comes with the Buzz Lightyear. It's to help pull stuff open. So you take Woody. Now there's a tab right here. There's a really tiny tab, or there's a little tab here, and that's gonna plug into stuff here. The hat folds up, and you stick it on his head, and we'll leave that for there. Next, we're gonna transform Slinky Dog. It's a very boring transformation. You just fold the legs up, and then this thing. That's pretty much it. That's the whole arm right there. And then Hamm and Rex become the legs. Lots of die cast. Forgot what this guy does. Feet goes in, and then you have to snap this into place. Oh, the arm came out. Why did the arm come out? Woody, Robo, Sheriff Star. Got it all combined. Alright, let's set him aside, and we'll build the Buzz Lightyear. See if I remember how to do this. There we go. So basically this one's a lot easier to transform. You're going to take Buzz Lightyear, you're going to fold out his feet. Right, there's his foot. You're going to pull it out and up like that. And then the double jointed knees, They're gonna basically, the legs are gonna fold into themselves. And then inside here, there's slots for his wings. So you basically just kind of click them in there, like that. His belt goes on to his crotch, Space Ranger belt, and then you just fold this robot half down. Then you want to bend the legs in a little bit, and there's a tab that will tab into the feet, right there. There we go. Pretty simple. There we go. Helmet goes back there. And then for little space alien dudes, you have to open up their heads. This one arm goes down, this one arm goes up. You need the hook, and you need to grab onto this shoulder joint. And then you need to pull the fist out. Okay, and this is going to be the fist for the left-hand side. Is that right? No, that doesn't seem right. Oh, it is. Okay. Yep. This is the fist for the left side, or sorry, right-hand side. And the exact mirror opposite for the other one. Fold that out, fold the fist out, and there's the left arm. It's hard. Every time I want to plug this arm in, it wants to fold back into itself. Articulation wise, there is none for these robots. They do have a angled stance, and their arms can rotate, and there's a lot of ratcheting joints. Head can rotate left and right. Yeah, the feet are slanted, so they have an A stance, but there's absolutely no bicep swivel, not even an elbow joint for these arms. Oh, and the rocket plugs into here like so. There we go. So that's the Buzz Lightyear robot. You can see Buzz Lightyear through the cockpit, which is kind of cool. And here it is with the Robo Sheriff, Woody Robo Sheriff Star. Also, I have this little guy. Now this does not come with a toy. This was a little book lamp that I got at a Japanese store called Daiso, but it looks like the Pixar lamp. It can unplug from the base, and you clip it to a book. Oh, speaking of books, this comes with the Robo Sheriff. It's the whole story about these robots. It's in Japanese and it's in English, which is pretty cool. So it's a kid's book. It's, you know, the cover is like hardbound or hard cardboard, like a children's book normally is. Great artwork, great story. I really wish they made this guy, Transitron. That's his name, Transitron. I wish they made him as a Chogokin. But yeah, there's the the Buzz Lightyear robot. And then, in order to fight Giant Trixie, they combined these giant robots. See, doesn't that Transitron look cool? And there's the giant robot, which will combine. So both robots combine together to make one giant robot called Great Gon King. And that's Great Gon King. and he becomes a foot for Great Gon King. Kind of like that. Oh wait, no. Here we go. This swings down, that goes down like that. And that's technically a foot. So basically you form the wagon as the base of the heel, and then this plug is going to plug for his feet, or for his thigh, I think. So here's the foot for Great Gon King. Next up is Hamm. Pretty much he's kind of like how he is now. Big difference is his head's going to stick up. Still going to close that, and then this whole torso part comes down, and this opens up, and that's pretty much it, like that. And then the little guys, the little alien dudes, become the thigh. So you fold that up, this little thing hooks into the head right here. So I find that it's spring loaded. So you have to push it out of the way, drop it in, and then it hooks in. You fold the arms in. You fold the backpack down like that. And then this is going to plug into Hamm, like so. This is going to plug into Bullseye's butt, like so. There we go. Okay, so those are the two legs. Slinky Dog is pretty simple. Fold them up like that. And then you plug the rocket into his chest. There we go. And then Rex becomes, you have to transform Rex back into a dinosaur, and he becomes an arm. Yeah, so this folds up like that. The knees peg together, although they don't really like lock in. Okay, you're gonna pull these little guys out, and they're gonna form the joint for the shoulder. Yeah, this part I don't really like that much. I mean, that's supposed to be an arm, I guess. You'll see when it's all combined. Is Buzz Lightyear. So you have to pull apart his chest, like that. You have to swing this around his head. So right there, this bottom part has to move forward, and then his head swings in this direction. Oh yeah, that's right. Basically it goes like this. So you open the cockpit, okay, and you're gonna take Buzz and shove him up inside, like that. You see this little peg? That's going to peg into the top of Woody's butt. Oh yeah, we flip these out too. Okay, so if you do it right, Woody's face, half his face sticks out from inside. Now we're going to put on the legs. They plug in. Why are these not plugging in now? There we go. They plug in like that. That plugs in like that. What is going on? Super top heavy. Missile arm and dino arm attached. And then we got stick. So there's little notches right where the purple meets the green, and they plug into there. Okay, so I did some stuff while the camera was off. Basically, you add the hat onto the crotch. There's a little fold out peg, and the hat plugs into that. So now the final step is to put the helmet on. It's kind of cool. The helmet has a little clear window. See, it's a clear window. So when you put it onto Woody's head, he can actually, here, let me move the camera. You can actually see Woody's eyes through the helmet. There's too much reflection, but yeah, you can see Woody's eyes. Let me push him back so you can see the whole thing. He is a tall robot. You're supposed to plug. You're supposed to plug this into here, but I'm not going to do it because it's stupid. So there's my Nucleon Quest Power Master Prime. He is a black version of Power Master Prime. So you can see how tall this giant robot is.